Did you know that float riders are requested by law in Louisiana to wear masks during Mardi Gras? No? Then stay tuned to find out why a little bit later on in this video. But first, let's dive right into some history of Mardi Gras costumes. The wearing of Mardi Gras costumes can actually be traced back all the way to medieval Europe, specifically around Venice, Italy, and Nice, France. Settlers from these areas brought over the wearing of costumes to New Orleans during the very first Mardi Gras, and it's been a tradition ever since. The masks themselves are an important part of the Mardi Gras costume and come from the same medieval celebrations in Europe that the costumes themselves do. They allowed for an escape from society's class restraints, kept people's anonymity, and allowed them to be free to be whoever they wanted to be, kind of like what we have for Halloween. The costumes and masks are both handmade by either the wearer themselves or by somebody hired by the crews in order to make the costumes. Each costume actually reflects the theme used by the crews for that year's Mardi Gras season. Now, New Orleans crews are not the only ones that wear Mardi Gras costumes. We Cajuns also have our own variation on Mardi Gras costumes. Cajun Mardi Gras costumes are actually connected to an old European custom of going house to house and begging for ingredients for the Fat Tuesday meal. Yet another resemblance to Halloween. But what makes the Cajun Mardi Gras costumes so unique is the capuchon that is worn by the crew members here in Acadiana. The word capuchon can be translated into cap, hood, cowl, or top that is worn on the head. These hats have been handmade since medieval times and have wire screens that cover the face. They are often colorfully painted and decorated with exaggerated features. Cajun Mardi Gras costumes are meant to look like comical characters you would not necessarily see in everyday life and allow for the wearer to have both fun and get away with mischief. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that by law, float riders here in Louisiana are required to wear Mardi Gras masks. There is actually a very interesting reason as to why. The answer may not be as simple though as you think. It all stems back to medieval times when everyone wore masks during Carnival. With the class restraints at the time, the rich and poor not being allowed to intermingle, Carnival or Mardi Gras was the only time of year where the classes were allowed to mingle with each other. The masks allowed the upper classes to keep their anonymity, all the while enjoying the carnival festivities while keeping their reputations intact. It is keeping with this tradition that the law exists, helping to keep the identities of the crews, kings, and queens a secret. In fact, this law is such a part of the rules of the crews that if any member is caught without their mask on during Mardi Gras, they can be kicked out by the crew and or fined $500 or both. Although Louisiana does have a law on the books that states you cannot wear a mask of any kind in public, there's only 2 times a year when that is allowed: Halloween and Mardi Gras. Now that's something I'd never have expected, but I should know by now that when it comes to Louisiana Mardi Gras, anything goes. Join us Friday when we'll be discussing the parades of Mardi Gras season and all the rules that come with it. Well, at least most of them. I think you're going to find that video interesting as well. Remember to bring some joy, laughs, and smiles to somebody's day, and we will see you in our next video. Later.